So I wanted to share this pretty sweet bug that I had the other day before we get into the video. If you jump off the edge of the balcony in Halls of Reflection, when you're done, you've killed the last boss and you've got your loot, you can jump off the edge, the gunship, or just carefully walk down the ledge and you can explore a whole, I think it's roughly like 5 or 6 zones worth of content down there. Now, I've done this a lot, and I've never ever seen mobs, or I've never seen this glitch before, but I think somehow it ported me to the real world, and I was like able to explore the real world and nobody else could see me. It was pretty sweet. I could kill mobs. The mobs were like glitching through the floors. I don't even know. It was just pretty awesome. So I wanted to share that real quick, and we'll get into the video here in just a minute. Heyo, it's Samesies. I hope you're having a good day today. I, real quickly, want to thank my subscribers for sticking with me. I had a few things happen IRL. I went for a trip to go see my family, and my now ex-girlfriend of 10 years stole everything that I owned when I was gone. So that was pretty sweet. Hashtag not mad. So I'm back now. I've recovered enough to start posting on a regular basis, so I just want to say thank you for sticking with me, and as a reward, I want to share a few time savers that I've never shared with anybody before.
I know the whereabouts of
tips and tricks
that's never been seen by human eyeballs.
So first, a fun fact. The auction house was originally an add-on that somebody made in Alpha WoW, but it was so successful that they added it into the game. So originally, developers just wanted people to spam and advertise and make direct sales with people to enforce and make people talk to each other. So, yeah, I'm pretty glad that it got added into the game. It's I can't imagine WoW without the auction house. Anyway, let's get into it. I've been watching people stream because I haven't been able to stream and haven't been able to play, and it is absolutely shocking to me the number of people that don't use mail add-ons. Like, Postal is an add-on. It is super easy to install, drag and drop, and it saves so much time. I can't even articulate it in words.
You remember the little red button? Yeah, push the little red button. And you may want to put on a seatbelt.
It batch opens all of your mail. You can make it batch send mail. It's really, really nice. So some extra things though that I didn't discover for a number of years after using it. If you have Postal, that top right corner, there's a little down arrow. That's a settings button. So if you click on that settings button, you can go to opening speed and you can select 0.3. So it opens 3 mail per second, which is pretty freaking sweet. And then you can go into the Postal settings again and click open all and uncheck the non-AH related mail. Now it won't auto open stuff if you're sending it back and forth between alts and that kind of thing. So you don't mess up your in-house system if you've got things bouncing around. Say for example you've got 400 mail because you're buying bulk herbs or enchanting stuff or whatever off the auction house. You can set Postal to auto open all your stuff, and then if you start on the first page and start at the bottom and shift click all of the mail, it will load the new mail from the bottom up, so you can open your mail really, really, really fast. I have to do that because there's days where I log in and I've got 700 mail from either expired auctions or stuff coming in or whatever, or I just hit the auction house really hard, and yeah, that's way too much mail for me to just sit there and manually read all that stuff. But I'm sure that you've noticed, if you've played WoW for a while, that you can only open 50 mail every 60 seconds. So if you're using Postal in my method, you can open mail way faster than that. So to get around it, all you have to do is just log out to the character page and log back in. So you're in a town, so log out's instant, and your login speed is, shouldn't be that long till just log back into your character. So it's way faster than waiting 60 full seconds for you to, read your mail. I know it's a few extra steps, and every once in a while, like here in the video, I get kicked out back to my login screen, but that's because I'm doing it over and over and over and over, and I'm sure that's got to throw some kind of internal database timer error of some sort on the back end of how WoW works. So another quick little tip: so you're at the auction house, and if you use an add-on for the auction house, like Auctionator, to buy bulk stuff, you've likely noticed that the screen will kind of freeze after, such and such number of auctions purchased. Something that you can do to kind of push that through is you can stance, or you can cast a spell, or something along those lines, like you can heal or shapeshift, whatever. Just something that's a spell. My theory is that the auction house has like a little internal database that it's pulling and sending things from, and the WoW world is on its own separate database. So casting a spell will kind of push your lag through, if that makes sense. It'll reconnect you to the server kinda. It'll kind of get things going, moving a little bit. So try that. Just if you stance and you're able to cast spells, but your auction house add-on is still frozen at that screen, that's a good indicator that you need to clear out of the auction house, or rescan, or skip that auction because maybe somebody else already bought all of them and is trying to buy things that are no longer existing on the auction house. Nice little push through for that. And something else that you can do is, if you have the capability to multi-box, you can set your dudes up and you can scan for the same item, and I wouldn't necessarily buy the same exact listing, but say you haven't been on the auction house all day and you just woke up, whatever, and there's 50 postings of cheap Frost Lotus or whatever that you're trying to buy up. You can alt-tab in between each one of your instances of WoW. Maybe start one at the bottom and start one at the top of the cheap listings, and then you can smash the auction house by buying multiple postings under different prices for the same item. If that makes sense. So, like I said, I usually don't try to buy the same auction on two accounts, because you're gonna time one of your guys out and then it's not gonna work basically as well. So you can use this method to smash the auction house quickly. So if you're sitting there scanning over and over and over and you see that cheap Lich Bloom get posted for $8.50 or $8.25, whatever, you can have multiple guys scanning trying to buy the same thing. And I swear there's been so many times that it's come through for me. One of my last tips for the day is if you do a lot of auction house stuff, you're most likely going to be fighting your bags a lot. Sorting stuff, it's just a jarbled mess. You don't know, where your blues, your greens, all that kind of stuff are. You've got inventory stuff in there. You've got multiple sets of gear, all that good stuff. I use the add-on called Genie, and I've talked about it before, but it still kind of amazes me the number of people who just sit there manually dragging stuff around in their inventory. Why wouldn't you automate it if you could? And it's super easy to use. You just type /Genie /work, and it will sort your bag, and you can use it on your bank too. But it doesn't really work for guild banks. It just takes a super long time, and usually people like guild banks sorted all the leathers all grouped together, then all the flasks, then all the gems, all that kind of stuff. So it can work, it just is not super great for guild banks. But those are my tips for the day. I want to start posting again on a regular basis, and I'm going to start posting some more updates of my multi-box team, and I want to actually maybe do some gearing guides for new characters, because we've got a lot of new people coming over from retail who are kind of sick with the progression, or lack thereof progression. So I'm hoping that we can get some good community feedback. So if you guys have any suggestions or things that you want covered specifically, let me know, and I'll make a video for you. Anyway, I'm back, and thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Later.